Oh yeah, it's that time again. More Gintama. What can possibly go wrong, other than almost being swallowed whole by a giant alien dog, being savagely beaten to death by the dog's adopted owner, or having to be the subordinate of the idiot prince? Life isn't fun over in Gintama, but it is amusing to watch. Nice bit of sardonic humour for us all. Let's see where it goes in this one. Because, well, we're wrapping episode 11 and 12 in one go. I almost forgot that there was a cross thing with Bleach. So there's more infighting there in the police force. I never cared for football, or as some places call it, soccer. Then again, I don't think I was ever very fond of many sports. At least watching them. Playing them is a different matter. I did actually go to a football game once. Can't remember how they managed to convince me to go, but that was a fun, 2 hours of my life? I will admit, though, the feeling of actually being there is vastly different to watching, say, on the TV, which I wouldn't do that. But each to their own, because I'm sure there are many things that I do enjoy that the vast majority of people out there, well, they'd have the same view on it that I do with football, so if you enjoy it, good for you. Oh, I missed a beat there with the lyrics. Hospital? Well, at what point do they stop doing these sponsored messages at the start? And end, I think. Baka. Okay, is this now a stage play? I'd like to know who he's talking to in what seems to be an auditorium. I do like strawberry milk. In fact, I've actually got some strawberry milkshake powder. It might be protein powder, but still, in the kitchen. He might have some basis to his talk there, because I used to drink a lot of milk, and I've never broken any bones. Yeah, you've got to be courteous to the other people. Wait, so you have near-death patients next to... Oh, was that a bedpan? I think the standards at this hospital need to be investigated. Squony. I don't think you can blame everything on calcium deficiencies. And not much has changed, it seems. Why are you talking to me, old man? Go buy some then. Master of jumping to conclusions, I see. You see, there are some people that have. Why are you latching on to. He really doesn't like that phrase. To rip out an IV? Yeah, there are some people who don't like doing certain stuff in public just because how people will view them, such as enjoying a nice strawberry milkshake. You won't be seen as a man if you do that. Never stop me, though. Where is this going? I don't think it's quite as deadly as it's being depicted. Faint. Okay, maybe it was as deadly as being depicted, but well, why couldn't you have asked like a normal person? Fair enough. So what happened? Well, his current, well, possibly his entire life personality aside, there's nothing wrong with thinking back on days past. So, who's this woman gonna be? And the fact that some people would actually put on so much weight just to somewhat impress her by keeping her in business as well. But he has no money to pay for it. So she thought, what, he was there for the food? Both are good, though. Is I was about to say, is he just unlucky and actually choking, or was she terrible at making the dango? But just because the people liked her, they kept coming back. Yeah, I suppose it is a bit awkward after that experience. But alive. And you never went back to return it? Let alone... You don't have to talk to her. It sounds like you might take on the case then, does it? Not very altruistic, but they needed a job. It seems to have fallen in their laps, hasn't it? Then you won't get paid. Fine. But how are you going to start doing this? Did he... Does anyone remember? And was his memory as good as it seems? He didn't like forget what the name of the place was. Then why are you still letting him have more? That's your fault. You'll get your money after this. After he settles this task, which I can tell for almost certain it's not going to happen. At least not getting paid. Is he his errand boy? Did anyone actually confirm that he has anything? Has any of these earthly possessions to give them? Don't use your own money. Of course, you've got to pay attention to the editorials. What are you so annoyed about? You've got a handful of free food, considering you haven't paid for it in 219 days. Play it off cool. Yes. And what are you going to do with the other one? Is this one more act? Sure, but just because he's dying doesn't excuse everything that he's done. That's unfortunate, but understandable. I wonder what the overhead is for Dango. Or Dango. Is this going to be a somber ending to it? Like they actually find who it is, or who it was, but he isn't there to be able to see who it was, or anything like that at the end? Or it's going to be something really dumb. Talking from experience, are you? Why does he have an uncanny ability to gather a crowd and get others to agree with him? It might be quite sharp. Don't let him actually put it in his mouth. That's not very nice to say, but sure. Are you? Yeah, are you shitting me? If that is her, she changed slightly after being fired. Just confirm quick before you go crazy if she actually ever worked at a dumpling place. I would do it. That was kind of adorable, actually, how she was talking to the ants. We were talking about aneurysms a few days ago, actually. Hmm. And if he didn't exactly pay, yeah, then leave him. Just run. They're dead anyway. I, I might be better if the dust didn't settle there. Yes, just don't look back. And then those scenes being juxtaposed with the nonsense of the rest of it. Wait, were you going through the hallways on that? Damn it! They want to get rid of him. It's going to bring him round slightly, I think. I've said it before, but this kind of going back to like what I would assume to be one of the happiest moments of your life when you're at the end is a nice fantasy, but the logistics of it is going to be a bit difficult. Whether she did or not. Yeah, was that just a group hallucination there? It is good when a show can simultaneously do the light, fluffy comedy and mix in segments that are more thought provoking and grounded. Okay. Okay. That was a tank. Is there a military curfew in place? Is this the guy that was dancing around drunk from a few episodes ago? Still as nice as ever to stray cats and hungry people. But something tells me that there's more to this cat than meets the eye. Yep, he sounded completely sincere then. Can you just inhale right like that? Why does she continue to have them as tenants if they're not paying? The fool. Don't ask her for more food. Huh? So she doesn't even chew. Huh? She just opens her gullet and things fall down her throat. Do you even taste the food like that? Then go somewhere else, not here. I'm with them actually. Things are cheaper elsewhere. Even if you if even if you have to do a little walking to get there. Yeah, they never had to worry about paying the rent, so why would they worry about paying this? That one might be right. Well, it's nice to share. They haven't said anything about his parents, really, have they? Is that going to be some backstory? Oh, you're sleepy now after having your meal. I was wondering when we'd meet this character, but Catherine? Hmm. There's so much emphasis on the syllables. Oh, you got over your injury pretty quick, didn't you? So, what are the characteristics of this Catherine? That's what working with customers is like. Man the publicer. Why? Who's stealing all of the monies? Yes, of course. But why do we have a cat burglar? So is I'll just say, even if it is a fake name, um, spared from the having her goods seized because she was nice to it. That's a lot of eggs. What are you making? Where have I seen that before? Is that a good thing? Are you phrasing that like a good thing? I don't think so. And what, and you'd rather eat them? Is he dead in the chair? Yeah, you can't let anything go to waste when food is sparse. I think in his hunger he might be a bit delirious. Are you going to resort to the forbidden meat if your hunger goes on any further? That's one way of not having to listen to his diatribe. Where indeed? Is this going to be like some switcheroo and they're like some twins or out there or something? Great comparisons he's making here. Does that mean he's what, seeing through her? And the. May I help you? Okay. And what exactly brings you here? That's quite bad. Didn't they tell her to stop stuffing her face? That's a bit unfairly accused. Then it might be a good way for him to learn his lesson. She has a very optimistic viewpoint, doesn't she? Of course! Why'd I think she would be inside the ship? I'd be scared for space. I guess maybe having a argument amongst yourselves would be a good way to put the police off your trail. Don't take that as actual advice. Okay. And you didn't notice him right there? Quick to jump to conclusions there. Are you sleepwalking? Word for word. Sneak away while while they're occupied. Oh. Dun 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 dun. Having your good intentions just thrown to the wind there. I am apprehending this vehicle in the name of. I'm just taking it. Are you going to get in or not? I mean, huh. Yeah, that peaked the microphone. How many people are they going to endanger? Yeah, really? That is one balls of steel cat right there. I'm sure they'll find a way to follow you down a footpath in the car. There we go. Glub. Oh, you caught some air there. Impressive. But I'm sure she has something up her sleeve, other than cigarettes. How deep is that river? You're actually gonna sit there and listen to this? 20 words or less. It's good to know that she's led a somewhat full life. Is he going to actually ask? Nope. Straight to the point. Is this where he comes out of the river? Some interesting animation in that transition. I thought it looked like she was training him there, but yeah, my faith in humanity has dipped somewhat after learning of Tails, but yeah, they're not exactly clean. I don't think anyone can say that they've lived an entirely clean life. I was trying to think of a different synonym. I wonder if she's going to. I forgot my train of thought completely. There are good people out there. Unfortunately, those with dark deeds on their heart will find their way to take advantage. Is it going to be an actual Ginpachi Sensei? Okay. Oh, is that the kanji for sugar? What is this 90s ending? Has it always been like this, or was that an extended bit just then? Have I ignored it all this time? I'm confusing myself now. Is that Catherine going to be a reoccurring character? Because it's quite forefront in the opening, isn't it? But then again, some of the other background characters are the same. So is it going to be 20 odd episodes like this now, and then it's going to change in the future, where it's just going to focus on some more random background characters? And it's going to be like a one-time deal. Who are the other background ones? Like the ninja we haven't seen. But like I've been saying, Gintama actually focuses on some good topics, ones that actually affect society. Criminality and taking advantage of others is a bit, well, far too widespread, actually. A lot of their jobs so far have revolved around. What have you got a baggie of? Have revolved around finding people. But, but like I've been saying, Gintama focuses on some actually somewhat heavy topics. You know, the death and of someone, and them regretting past events and overcoming it. The episode 6, I think it was. The one of the concert, and the dad who was jailed and therefore couldn't see his daughter shine and have her moments as in concert. Being this episode being taken advantage of by someone that you somewhat trusted and helped out. And yet it still manages to have an entirely light-hearted slapstick approach to almost all of it, which I think, personally, is a good way of getting the message across, because it doesn't... There are some people that don't like watching overly drama-heavy things, and so to be able to actually get experienced in those while just enjoying the story and the shenanigans might get them to think a little. Then again, I don't think the people watching Gintama are those that are going to go around and nab some store profits. And so, once again, if you've been enjoying Gintama, then please show your appreciation, because it's going to be a long one. And if you don't, well, I might just get demotivated. But for now, if you just want to leave a comment down below and like the video, it would go a long way. Especially to the grand deity that would be the YouTube algorithm. But please, Grandmaster Algorithm, let me shine for once. But for now, if you've managed to get through this, it was quite a long one, so you may not need it, but I do. I'm going to take a rest, maybe you should too. So you can join me in the next one. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? If you're watching this, you know by now that, well, you have my Patreons to thank. If you wish to join them, use the links in the description. But I do want you all to know that there are some seriously amazing people out there. Especially Florida Taku, Sal, Raywin, Denamet 1997, and Luis Almanza. And to all the others as well out there. Truly, thank you.